Historical Society has several components, one of them being the Wiley House. The Wiley House was built in 1916 for the purpose of showing off the many different artifacts that portray the 1900s to the 1970s. Some of the artifacts featured in the Wiley House include an antique dog sled, farm tools, a wringer washing machine, and butter making tools. As you can see, the Wiley House is still very well preserved to this day. After visiting the beautiful Wiley House, we met up with Phil Levesque, where he talked about and showed us around the caboose and the water tower.
This railroad car was built in 1943 by the Pullman Company, and it was used as a troop car to transfer troops down to wherever they had to go for the war purpose. In 1949, the Bangor and Aroostook Railroad bought the Pullman car, and they converted it into a caboose for the engineers. That's when they came out with the seats and the stove and the sink and the couch and the beds and all that. This was the air system for the caboose. If you had, especially when it was used as a troop car or a passenger car, they could stop the train. Now this unit is what was a switch lantern. When the guys left work late afternoon, or let's say in the evening, they would fill this in with kerosene and light it and put it, see the way the base is, it would fit right on top of that post, and then they could lock it, and that would burn all night. So especially in the winter time when there's a lot of snow on the rail system, if the engineer the train was come down the line and the tracks are all covered with snow, he could spot that lantern from quite far away and know where to switch, where if he was coming up to a switch where they had to move the tracks to leave cars. The water tower was built in 1910, and the purpose for it was to fill the steam engine. This ticket window was taken out of the old railroad station when we demolished it, because it was too bad we could not save it. We did save some pieces of the woodwork and the bench and the ticket counter. The station was measured from one end to the other, so if we ever get a grant, we might try to construct a replica of it. In order to fill this the water tower, we draw water from the brook at the corner in Burgoyne Brook. There's a pipe this size that runs between the rails all the way to the brook, and this is where the water would come up into the water tower. When the train came, the valve, like this nozzle here that comes out, well, you see it better here. This there's a chain, they'd pull that down to fill the steam engine, and that would come out of that pipe over there. Once they brought that arm back up, it was like a stop there. It would just stop the water. Outside you can see the stub there where the arm used to connect, but that was lost over the years, the whole arm. And now it's empty, it just stopped there. But it worked like, inside of there was like a float. As the water was coming down, that gauge would be going up, okay? So when they saw that you might be down to like 5-6 feet, that's when you got to start filling it up again. And as the water goes up, that gauge goes up, therefore drops the lever down to 15-16 feet.